So find yourself in a comfortable position, sitting upright, tall spine in your chair. And first off, are there any requests today? Anything that anybody really needs to stretch before we get started? Okay, I'll take that as do whatever I'm gonna do. Okay, so let's start off with some of our mindfulness. So hands on thighs or palms up if you'd like. Either way is great. And let's just get ourselves, start by looking at your feet and just noticing how your feet feel against the floor or block, whatever your feet are on. So just connecting your sense of sight with your sense of touch. And then move up. Normally we do this with our eyes closed and we'll get there, but then just notice your legs, notice where they're touching your chair and your hips, and just notice how they feel. And then I'm assuming you can't see your back against the chair, but just notice how your back feels. Notice your shoulders, make any adjustments for your posture. Anything that feels good gets you in line. And then just notice where your ears are, and sometimes it's hard to tell. So if you just push your chin back and make a double chin, that should connect ears over shoulders. And then grow your spine really tall. So from this tall posture position, let's go ahead and close our eyes. So imagine what you saw before you closed your eyes. Imagine the visual connection of your body to the floor and to the chair. Just take a recap of what that looked like, and at the same time acknowledge what it feels like with your eyes closed now. Does it feel any different? Does removing your sense of sight heighten the awareness of the touch of your body? Are you able to check in with other senses now? Maybe temperature, movement of air, other sounds around you. What is happening right now in this moment? Now begin to shift your awareness to your breath. And there's many components. It could be the movement of the breath, the feeling of the air, the difference of temperature in and out of your nostrils. What do you specifically notice about your breath? Can your breath grow and expand? Can you make it big on the inhale, long and small on the exhale? Can you open up in the back of your throat, keeping your mouth closed so that you feel the air more? Can you allow it to make a gentle sound as it moves through the back of your throat? Let's bring our hands together at our hearts. Notice your fingertips pressing into each other. Notice your palms. And then release your hands and open your eyes. All right. It's almost sometimes a shock when you wake up and open your eyes, because it feels like a whole new amount of scenery that we've exposed ourselves to. Okay, so let's start to move a little bit just through the wrists. And then the other way. Spread the fingers and make fists. And then shake the hands out. And then release your arms down to the sides of your chair or your body. And then allow ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Okay, bring the head back to the center, and we're going to turn the head to the left. So the chin's over your left shoulder, and now chin moves up and down. So you're nodding your head, yes, up and down. And then turn your head the other way, and chin up and down. And head back to center. All right, we're going to wake our legs up by standing up and moving now. So let's come all the way up. And actually I want you to use your chair here, so the back of it facing you. Okay, so just using the chair for balance. We're just going to hold on, one hand or both hands, totally up to you. And then put all your weight in your left leg. And then we're going to take the leg in front across and just let it swing. And see if you can just keep it totally relaxed. Now we're going to add a layer on here. So as it swings across, point your toe into the left, and as it swings out, point your toe out to the right. So now we're adding internal and external rotation to the swing. And what happens here is actually most of the movement that you're gaining now is in your ankle joint. If you notice that, you have a lot of weight shifting in your ankle. So this is really good for hip and ankle mobility. All right, let's give the left leg a break. So put the right foot down. Start by keeping the toes straight forward and just gentle swings. So keep your leg as relaxed as possible. Okay, we're going to add those toe turns, so internal across and external out. And then notice what your right ankle is doing up into your hip too. All right, go ahead and relax that. Now we're going to do some flexion and extension of the hip. So same thing, you might want to move back a little further so you have more, actually let's do this. Turn and face sideways. This is smarter. Face sideways so that we can swing forward and back. So we'll just hold on, pick a leg, doesn't matter which, anchor the other one, and then we're going to just gently swing forward and back. So these are little swings. Now we want to keep our torso really tall here and our core engaged so that the pelvis isn't moving, it's just movement in the hip joint. Okay, so don't allow your pelvis to rock. Okay, just in the hip joint. Okay, so now what's going to happen is we're going to pause as the leg goes back. So as you go back, pause and squeeze, bring it forward, back, pause and squeeze. Okay, so we're now activating your glutes. Well, one glute right now. And then you can speed it up a little, but now squeeze at the very back instead of pausing. Again, keep your pelvis level. Don't allow your pelvis to rock. We're isolating the hip joint. Okay, let's switch sides. Okay, so remember small swings, so anchor the non-moving leg and then start with just gentle small swings. And if you put your hand on your hip, you can feel if your pelvis is moving or not. So you don't want your pelvis to move. Okay, so now we're going to do that pause. So kick back, pause, squeeze the glute, swing forward, kick back and pause. This is where you really have to be mindful of not moving the pelvis. Okay, now you can speed it up, but really squeeze the glute now as you kick back. It's a little more work than you thought, I bet. One more, and rest it. Okay, good job. Just put the chair aside for the moment. And let's do we're gonna move to an upper spine and thoracic mobility exercise. So we're gonna take right foot forward, left foot back, short split stance. We may have done this one before. Okay, so now right arm is pointed up, left arm pointed underneath. You're gonna keep your chin in line with your chest. So as you turn, okay, your chin stays in line with your chest. So you're gonna start to straighten your arms as you turn and then come back to the center and repeat. Arms might not get totally straight, that's fine. The key here is keeping your chin in line with your chest, and what that does is stabilizes your neck, your cervical spine, and allows your thoracic spine to move more. And then by taking a split stance, it helps anchor your lower spine, your lumbar spine, because we don't want it moving. Last one on this side. Okay, flip the hands, switch the feet. Okay, use your core here, keep chin in line with chest, rotate and turn. And maybe this side feels different than the other side. Let's do one more. And center, release the arms. Okay, so we're gonna take feet, narrow hip width apart. Hip width, narrow hip width, either one's good. Hands go behind the head. We're gonna do more rotation of the spine with some lateral flexion. Okay, so soft knees here, button up your core. So if you think about it, if you pull your ribs down towards the top of your hip bones, that'll anchor your core really well. Okay, so now we're gonna twist. Well, let's do split stance again, okay? So take right foot forward, left foot back. We're gonna twist to the right to start with. So try and relax your shoulders. Twist to the right, dip the elbow, lift up, twist again, dip the elbow, lift up, twist again. Hold here and notice how much further you have twisted since the first twist. Come back to the center, switch up the feet. Okay, let's do it on this side now. Twist, dip, lift, twist, dip, lift, and twist. Hold there, and come back to the center and release. Okay, we've warmed up our glutes pretty good, so now let's work on strengthening them with your band, your mini band. So grab your mini band. We have done these ones multiple times already, and we will keep doing them till we die. Because we need to. Like your glutes, just all the sitting we do, your glutes need to be reminded constantly how to do their job and to strengthen them. Okay, so we're gonna start with our monster walk, so lateral, hands on hips, knees a little bit bent, pelvis neutral, and then big steps side to side. Always keep a little tension on the band. We just don't want the band to get loose. Well, it's starting to burn a little. Okay, come back to the center, so keep a little tension on, and we're just gonna do lateral kicks. So you'll probably have to lean a little bit. Keep the knee bent, straight kicks. Okay, same leg, we're gonna do reverse kicks. Kick it back.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat it?
I wasn't talking to her, but Siri answered. Okay, we're gonna do the other side now. Kick to the side. It's usually Alexa that thinks I'm talking to her, but she's not here. Okay, now we're gonna kick back. Remember, try and keep your pelvis pretty level. Last one. Okay, now we're gonna move the band up just above your knees. Okay, we've got some squats here. So the band above your knees, what happens is the band is trying to pull your knees in, so you gotta activate your medial glutes to keep it pushed out. It's a great way to do squats. Okay, so take feet about shoulder width apart. Okay, we're gonna squat, stand up, and repeat. Now we're gonna add one of those lateral kicks and alternate sides after this one. So squat, kick a leg out, squat, kick a leg out. And it can go like diagonal backwards. It doesn't have to go straight out. I kind of like it diagonal. It's a little more glute. But it's up to you. If you feel like you need more work in kind of the top of your glutes, you would kick a little more angled back. If you feel like you need more work in the outer thigh, then you would kick to the side. And I keep kicking my chair. Two more. Okay, good job. Let's go ahead and get rid of the band. We're gonna grab the chair again. Now it's time to do some single leg squats. Single leg squats are actually my favorite type of squat because typically we have one leg that's stronger than the other. So I'm gonna exaggerate this, but if my right leg was stronger and I got down here, then I'd lean to the side and come up and use that leg more, and you can't do that on single leg squats. So hold on to your chair. We're gonna lift the right leg up, and the right leg's gonna go kind of back as you squat as low as you can, and then try and keep the hips level, and then come back up. Down and up. I have a tendency, me personally, to drop my lifted leg hip as I go down, and we just want to try and keep our hips level. So I have to think really hard about it. Let's do one or two more. Okay, let's switch legs. Okay, here we go. Anchor the foot. Make sure your arch isn't dropping because then your knee will collapse in. So keep your weight pushing out. And then, if you're like me, concentrate on keeping your lifted leg, that hip up. Let's try 2 or 3 more. And relax. Okay, I'm going to move our chair aside and go to the floor. Oh, the clock stopped working in here. So grab your blanket. Okay, the long end, you're going to roll up the long end. So I promised we would do thoracic mobility along with our lower body strength. So we're going to put it across your mat so that we lay down with it in the center of your shoulder blades. Okay, so right in the middle of your shoulder blades, hands behind your head. Okay, now push your lower ribs and lower back down. So you're anchoring your core. And now reach your shoulders and your elbows back. And then curl back up. So it's a upper spine mobility crunch, not an ab crunch. So you're just trying to keep your core engaged and supporting your lower spine the whole time, and you're just trying to get your upper spine to move. We're gonna hold this one back a little longer, so stay back there. And my ribs wanna flare up, so I gotta pull them down. Keep your ribs, your lower back pulling down. If your head rests on the floor, great. If you want, you can take your arms above your head. And then see if you can take some big deep breaths here. And as you exhale, really push the lower ribs down. Okay, and then gently bring your arms to your chest, and you can either sit up or roll to the side and push yourself up. Either way is good. Ooh, I got some cracks there. I'm gonna flip over to hands and knees, so if you need padding for your knees, of course, use your blanket. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Do a few cat-cows here. Okay, come to a neutral spine, and we're gonna reach right arm forward and left leg back. Nice and long, push down through the ground, engage your core, and take the arm and the leg wide to the side, out and in. 2 more times. Release the hand, and let's switch sides. Left arm, right leg, extend. Push through the ground, engage your core really tight, and then out and in with the arm and the leg. And release the hand. Okay, so I think the way I want to set you up on this one is from your knees. So let's come to tall kneeling. And we're gonna take right leg, let's kickstand it out to the side, and then left hand comes to, that's not gonna work. I'm doing this differently than I normally do it, so it's messing me up. I gotta face you this way. Okay, let's do it from hands and knees. That's how I normally do it. Kickstand, right leg out to the side. You're gonna bring your left hand to your hip and straighten your left leg out. Okay, so we're in kind of a side plank now. All right, I hope I talked you through that okay. And then take your left arm and reach it towards the sky. Push through the ground, and then see if you can really lift your ribs way up. Now, if you feel stable enough, then you're gonna lift that left leg, okay? And then if you want, you can take your arm over your head. Really flex through the left foot and push through the heel. Okay, hold 3, 2, 1. Let's bring the arm up, drop the foot, rotate back to all fours. Okay, now we're gonna do the other side. So now left toes kick out. Plant the right leg straight out as you rotate the right hand to your hip. Okay. Push through the ground and then take the right arm to the sky. Good. Get really long, really lift the ribs, and then if you feel safe with it, right leg lifts up. Flex the foot, push through the heel. If you'd like, your arm can come over your head, reaching through the fingertips. All right, 3 more seconds. Bring the arm up, release the foot, and turn and plant. Okay, good job. All right, we're gonna grab our blanket. If you unrolled it, roll it back up. And the blanket, we're gonna do a supported child's pose. So the blanket goes between your legs, And then you sit back on the end of the blanket and then fold forward. And you can put your head on, forehead on, or you can turn your head to one side. And just see if you can relax. A pillow is great here too if you have a big pillow. Take some deep breaths as you inhale, push your belly down into your legs, into the blanket. If your head is turned, go ahead and turn it to the other side for 3 breaths. And now gently walk yourself back up. We're going to lift hips and pull the blanket out. And then find your way all the way down onto the floor on your belly. Okay. From here, plant your hands by your shoulders, pull your shoulders down and back, and make your neck really long. Okay, toes untucked, push the tops of your feet into the floor, and then just press up only as far as you feel safe with. Squeeze your glutes, push your tailbone down. Only up as far as you feel safe within your lower back. If your lower back feels like it's getting compressed, then go down a little further. Lower down. We're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale, push your belly into the floor. Push through your hands and come up. And then exhale, lower. And last one. Shoulders down from ears. And lower. Relax your head, turn your head to one side. Release your arms by your sides and let your shoulders just fall forward. Just totally release into the floor. As you inhale, push your belly into the ground. And then turn your head to the other side and do 3 breaths. Go ahead and bring your hands up by your chest. Push yourself up. And then turn and take a seat. Okay, you can use your hands behind you to support you with your legs out in front. We're going to bring the left ankle up over the right knee and then slide the right leg up. Lift the spine really tall. Few deep breaths. And let's release and switch sides. Slide it up, lift the chest tall. Release the leg out. We're going to bring the feet together, kind of like the butterfly position. Let's do this actually. Take your rolled up blanket and you're going to place it on top of your feet and then tuck it under your ankles. Okay. We're going to just finish up here with a little more breathing. So if it's hard to sit up straight here, feel free to put your hands behind you. Okay, for a little bit of extra boost. So you can take hands on knees, hands to heart, hands behind you. Whatever feels good today. I actually want to add some more length to my spine, so I'm going to lift tall with my hands behind. But let your eyes close. Let your legs relax. Couple more breaths. And then let your eyes open. And you guys are all done. Thanks for joining today.